College is expensive enough, and then there's some hidden costs you might not have factored in as you have a young person headed off to class. Mark Lamkin, our financial expert, is here to talk about some of the hidden costs of going to college and how we can prepare for them. Starting off with extra class fees. And you know this, you have a son in college.
I do. He's a sophomore at UK, and I've been hit with some of these extra class fees. And most people, when they go to college, they're expecting that $20,000 to $30,000 tuition bill, depending on the college. Even most think that $300 to $400 on new textbooks. Even used textbooks, Candace, are $200 to $300 depending on the class, right?
Right.
You can rent those a little bit cheaper, but what most people don't understand is those lab fees. Those laboratory fees are $100 to $300 per class. Very important that you ask your advisor when you start registering how many classes have a lab, how much they are, because that could be an extra $200 to $600 of surprise that you didn't realize.
Factor that in when you have to buy your bag of embalmed animals that you can dissect in biology
That's
class.
Right.
All right, Greek life. That can get very expensive.
Really?
You need to really talk about this, though, as a family, I guess, before you have a young person who just says, I'm going to go through a fraternity or sorority rush. You
know, as a business major, back in '87 when I graduated high school, one of the things that I did not have the opportunity to do was join a fraternity. From a networking perspective, I can tell you, I want both my children in the Greek life. It gives you a network, and network's extremely important after you graduate college. And the Greek life is it, but it's an extra $2,000 a year. If you think about the dues, the cost to get in, the parties, the social,
yeah.
It's on and on and on. But it forces you to keep your grades up, gives you a network that you can have no other way. I think it's a good value.
It's a good investment,
That's
in
right.
your opinion. Okay, transportation expenses.
You know, most people think about maybe driving back and forth that hour or two. Zach goes to the UK so he can get back and forth relatively inexpensively. But if you're going away to school, and I mean really away, those airlines are going back and forth to see that boyfriend or girlfriend or those parents or whomever. You have to budget that. And most estimates I looked at was an extra $1,000 a semester for the average travel, because most people don't understand how much they're going to want to come home. Some folks like Zach a little different. We have to beg him to come home, but most folks do want to come home a little bit more, and it's $1,000 a semester.
Well, they got to get their laundry done
That's
somehow,
right?
All right, and entertainment.
You know, concerts, meals, dates, you're going to have a whole new realm of people, right?
Yeah.
So also, but the big thing is sporting events. To really indulge yourself in that college experience, basketball tickets, football tickets, lacrosse, whatever it is, but you have to budget for that. And sometimes season tickets, but also transportation to get back and forth to those games. Don't forget about that. Again, that could be another $500 to $1,000 a semester.
All right, and finally, student loans.
You know, we've talked about this and done segments on this. It's really important. Always go federal first. Federal first, because you can get those student loans at 3% to 4%. I've seen student loans that are in the private market as high as 9% to 10%.
Oh.
If you've got those high interest rate student loans, go ahead and try to pay them off before college. Talk to the parents, talk to the aunts and uncles or whomever's helping you, if anyone at all. Don't defer that, because that 10 or 11% is going to add up, again, an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a semester. You look at those 5 things, you're talking an extra $5,000 to $7,000 if you're not careful.
Very important for a family to sit down and talk about this before the young person leaves, so the person knows what his entertainment budget is going to be.
Exactly right.
My mom always says either you can live by a budget either because you decide to or because you have to, but you're going to have to do it, you know, one way or the other. You'll be on a budget.
Yeah, and if you wait to do this afterwards, a little too late, and even I can't help
All right.
at that point.
Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.